What's up, guys? Jaydaniel here with Victor and JD, two titans of industry. And just want to have a really, really powerful episode today talking about sales and the runway. So, Victor, kick it off.
Yeah, so today we've got an awesome guest on, JD Daley. Some have called him a disruptor of the industry. Some have called him mentor. Some have called him friend. Some have called him boss. But we are here today to talk about the next project. As we teased last week with our breaking news, JD and Bill Walsh have come together to create something called the Runway, which is a sales intensive aimed to help you just increase your sales exponentially and kind of get a better grasp of how to do that continuously, not just a one-time thing. I'll turn it over to JD. Let explain a little bit about what you guys are doing and what the vision is.
I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate you only saying the good things that people have called me, because, there's a few people out there that would disagree and they give you other names, but I think that's because of the disruption. I am not online marketer's favorite person, and nor do I want to be. And it kind of bleeds into what I'm doing here, in that I've gotten a reputation of kind of that watchdog of the industry. And with that, comes a lot of responsibility, but it also comes a reputation of like, oh, maybe he's just jealous, maybe this is happening. And I've said from day one, I love competition. Anybody that knows me and has worked with me knows I love the spirit of competition. I love the challenge. I love other people in the industry who are crushing it and providing immense value. It makes me step up my game. And so I've always given credit where credit is due. It's just looking around in this industry, it's hard to find where to give credit to. And there's someone since day one, it was like, as soon as his name popped up, and I got my finger on the pulse all over, I just started seeing testimonial after testimonial and people asking, what's up with this guy? And people often come to me a lot of times and, have you heard of this person, or what do you think of that person? Because I'm known to give my honest opinion without anything held back. And the more I explored, the more I got excited. And the more it's something I've been hoping for, which is a sales trainer that comes in and is focused on one thing, and that's results. Not talking about how they're the world's greatest sales trainer, not talking about how they have a brand new system that looks like 20 other systems I've seen before, not the marketing, not the fluff, but someone who comes in and gives people exactly what they need to produce results quickly. And Bill was that guy. And so we started talking, and we did a couple lives together. And the more we got seen together, the more people reached out and asked, when is the collab coming? And so, we kind of sat on the idea for a bit, and more people reached out. We noticed that a lot of people from Objection Box were coming over to UCM. A lot of people from UCM were going over to Objection Box, and we're like, you know what, let's talk about it. What would we do? And, as people in UCM know, like, what brings us all together is the core values. Right? And me and Bill have very much the same core values: honesty, transparency, integrity, achievement, contribution. And so that's what we started talking about. It's like this idea of what we share is kind of this no fluff attitude, because a lot of the programs out there are designed to get you past the refund policy date. And so if they have a 14-day refund or a 21-day refund or a 30-day refund, what they do is they fill up a bunch of stuff to get you, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I got to do 10 role plays. Oh, I got to stand on one foot and jump 400 times. Oh, I got to message all my friends and family and come up with this. And none of those things are moving people forward. What it's doing is buying them time and getting them feeling like, oh, I'm doing a lot. I'm busy all the time. But as you know, like, being busy in this industry doesn't do shit. It doesn't get you anything to be busy in this industry. You are either producing or you're not. You're either putting efforts towards things that move the needle or you're not. It's that simple. And so this was an idea that we came up with. Like, that was kind of the core idea, was what are the few things that move the needle the most? Not, 8 weeks, not 20 weeks, not 4 years, but like in the shortest period of time, what can we do to have the most impact on our audience? What do they need? What do they desire? What is going to make them top earners in this industry? And that's where Runway was born.
Nice. I like the idea of the intensive. Like you said, it's a 3-week, just bang, 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 let's get this done and let's do it. And that's exactly everything you just outlined. So my question would be, what is your ideal client? What's your ideal avatar for this program?
Yeah, so there's a bit of a range there. I would say the best person, like if we had to put a bullseye, it's someone who's been in this industry for a little bit, but maybe isn't producing the results they want. They're not doing horrible. They're not sitting on this. I don't want to work with anybody who's been sitting around for 6 months doing nothing. That's not my ideal client, just because not for UCM, not here, because there's something holding them back. Because if I couldn't afford a program, guaranteed, like the amount of stuff I would be looking at on YouTube and talking to people and free guide section. I mean, we have enough in our guide section in the free group to get someone way past just sitting there waiting. Right? I'm looking for action takers. I'm looking for people that are extremely dedicated. I'm looking for people that maybe have plateaued. So let's say they've gotten in, they're at that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10K point, but they know that there's something more out there. They feel like they're leaving deals on the table. They feel like maybe they're not in the right opportunities. They feel like I'm missing key areas of development to propel me to that top earner status. I want to double or triple my commission in a short period of time by hyper focusing on the things that are going to propel me forward. So I want those like Hank, hard working, like people that are like, give me one idea, give me one strategy. I'll implement it this afternoon. I'll get paid on it this evening. Like I want people with that, like I talked a lot about it in UCM, but I want people with that obsession. That was a big difference maker for me in my career. I was never the most talented. I was never the most well-spoken. Like all of these things you see now are developed, but I was obsessed. I was a junkie when it came to wanting to improve. If it could get me 0.5% better, I would obsess over it. I would rep it. I would practice it. I would ask people. I was that annoying kid that if I found a top performer, I'm like, hey man, let me buy you lunch. Right? Let's virtual lunch. Let's talk about it. How did you get this? You're amazing at that. Compliments, 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 in hopes that they give me one little nugget that I can implement on a call later at 3 p.m. Right? And so as far as what we're looking for, it's that person that knows their potential hasn't been hit, but they're ready to do whatever it takes to get there.
Nice.
100%. And it's interesting, right, JD? Because me and Victor were talking about this the other day, right? Like there's the people that are never going to be successful no matter what they do, right? Because of the attitude they bring into it. And there's the people that are going to be successful, but it'll take them like 2 years as opposed to like 2 months,
Yeah.
right? And that's more so the people like we align with that we want to have in the environment, because like we can develop the shit out of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing in that, you know, we get this objection a lot, obviously, in most industries, but it's like, I want to just see what I can do on my own. Right? And that instantly tells me someone that doesn't value their time and doesn't understand opportunity cost.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody that thinks that they can't do it on their own. Of course you can do it on your own. But I've already done it. Bill's already done it. So we're taking all the mistakes we've made, all the wrong turns, all the useless information, all the missteps that took us years and years. I mean, combined, we're at like 19 years in the sales industry. We're condensing that into 3 weeks to give you all the tried and tested what moves the needle the most. So it's not a matter of like, oh, I wonder if I could find this. Like, go find it. Go on YouTube and try and find someone that's not marketing something to you. Right now with online marketing, it's all a funnel. The amount of just here's valuable information because for the sake of valuable information. Here's a strategy session. I wrote about this on LinkedIn yesterday. Like, where are the strategy sessions? I get people like, I like booking strategy sessions because I like interacting with people. I book a strategy session. They ask me the same 6 questions and then a generic pitch. I'm like, this is a session for strategy. Where is this happening? Right. And so like being able to go find all this information and know and have the certainty that the information you're finding is actually the right information and not some person that failed as a sales person and now is a sales trainer, right? That can take you 6, 12, 18 months. And that's where people are getting trapped. It's paralysis analysis. They're looking at all this information. Like, I don't know what to implement. This person says price in the beginning, this person says price at end, this person says this, and it's all contradictory. So what we've done is we've organized it in a way that you borrow our certainty. You know that, okay, if I implement this today, it's been proven 1,000 times over. All I have to do is show up, participate, put in the work, and adjust. That's it. And if you can do that, you're going to see extreme success with us.
Nice. I've seen from watching Bill and from knowing who you are and how you operate, that I can imagine it's going to be a very in your face, let's do it, no excuses, let's get it done, no nonsense. And I think that a lot of times, me and Jaydaniel have talked about this before, but a lot of times it's all of those excuses and the nonsense and all of that, the build up to that, like the build up with that is what causes you to slow down and causes you to stay stagnant. And so I think that pushing through and busting through all of that and just saying, hey, for 3 weeks, I don't want to hear it. Let's just do the work and get it done and watch what happens. I think it's going to be so powerful for a lot of people coming in.
100%. And there's a difference, right? If someone comes to me and says, hey, I got a limiting belief around this, or I don't know why, but I just feel this resistance, or I want to do this, but I'm scared. Like that to me is something totally different. Mm-hmm. They're presenting me with a reason, with a block, and they're saying, hey, I am ready to remove this.
Seeking answers.
Exactly. But these like creative, masterful excuse and justifications, they have these like amazing stories. Well, I was going to do that, but then my dog ate a marble, and actually the marble was from my grandmother and she's not doing well, and my parents weren't nice to me when I was like, all of those things are true. I'm not calling anybody a liar, but at the end of the day, so fucking what, right? We all have a million reasons why we shouldn't be doing this. We all have a million reasons why the padded 9 to 5 is a better option. It's a safer option. We all have the risks. We all have the limiting beliefs. We all have the fears. We all have the trauma, whatever it is. Some people decide, I have that, but I'm going to do it anyway. And some people say, I'm going to put all those excuses on my gravestone and hope people buy it in the end. But for us, the biggest thing I think that's going to separate is like, and I don't want to single out everybody because I know each business is doing their own thing, but this idea of like surviving training to me is a ridiculous idea. It doesn't make any sense. We're not looking for survivors. You know, like when I think of survivors, I'm thinking of war, I'm thinking of cancer and serious diseases. To me, those are survivors, right? Like firefighters that were burned out, that's a survivor. Someone who went through a 3-week training is not a fucking survivor. I don't care what you tell me. If you're trying to survive in this industry, like that's one of the biggest problems I'm seeing today is people are like, oh yeah, I've been surviving, or like, I've been here for 9 months. Yeah, but what have you done? There's no participation trophies here. There's no like, wow, you stayed in this industry for 2 years without making any money. Like, let's throw a parade for you. It's not courageous to not quit, but not move forward. You know what I mean? Like, that's just stagnant. We shouldn't be celebrating that at all. If you feel like you're celebrating the survival of some weird training, like, you got to give your head a shake and you got to look at your priorities. We're focused on thriving. Like, what I want to celebrate is your best commission month ever. I want to celebrate big wins every day. I want to celebrate, like, I used to have these limiting beliefs, or I built a habit, or my life, my schedule looks like a successful person's schedule. Right? I want to celebrate doubling your income, celebrate 6-figure opportunities. I want to celebrate the message. Like, one of my favorite message sequences, and I've shared this a few times, is like, day 1, I'm overwhelmed. Week 3, I'm overwhelmed with opportunity. I'm overwhelmed with how many 6-figure opportunities I'm getting. I'm overwhelmed with how many closing calls I have on my calendar. Like, it's both overwhelmed. That's the same thing. Like, poor people and rich people have problems, right? It's just, I like successful people problems. Right? I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with how to figure out how to protect my money from the tax man. Right? That's a good problem to have. And so we at Runway are celebrating victory. We're celebrating success. We're celebrating progress and thriving. No one in Runway is going to be, hey, I survived this. Right? This is not military training. This is sales training.
Yep. Isn't it interesting? You know, one thing I'm noticing too, with a lot of people that I speak to, like in the industry that are, you know what I mean? They're coming up. And
Yeah.
this is something I've been a victim of, right? It's like when you're in an opportunity, you forget about how much opportunity there is, right? Like literally, you don't realize like in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, you could leave where you are, get somewhere else. You know what I mean? And make thousands of dollars in a single week, right? Like there's a lot more opportunity than people realize. So
That's it. And online marketers are smart. Like if you want to learn to market, watch what they do because they're geniuses at what they do.
mm,
And building a culture where if some people don't believe it, but they see other people champion. I mean, that's like what happens in cults, right? It's like you see these people and you're like, everybody wants a sense of belonging. And most people don't feel that connection. We're more socially connected on media now, but no one's feeling that deeper connection. So they find this community and they find people that are cheering for these little things and they're like, yes, this feels good. They get that dopamine rush and then they're like, I want this. And then they see that's why network marketing takes off because they have these little conferences and they celebrate the two people. Like, how much money did you make? That's what all the ads are now, right? They go around the conference. How much money did you make this month? I made $45,000. Yeah. Right. I made like I'm talking to the other 95% when they come to me and I'm like, oh, you just went through that program. How much are you making? I made $1,500 a month for the last 6 months. Right? So you see that 5%, but you don't see the other 95%. Right? And so we have a sense of community. We have, that sense of belonging, but it's based on progress and achievement. I always tell people in UCM, I play favorites, but not personality favorites, not, who has the best job, who's willing to take uncomfortable action on a daily basis. Plain and simple. Those are my favorite people. I don't care where you come from. I don't care your education background. I don't care your religious beliefs. If you are willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations on a daily basis, if you're willing to grit your teeth and stay in and take all the bullshit that we have to deal with to get to success, you're one of my favorite people. And those are the people we're looking for. And so we're going to do the 3 weeks of intensive live training. Again, it's going to be hyper focused. I'm going to be bringing more of the personal and professional development, but I'm going to bring in some of my classic training, but also some brand new stuff that I haven't trained before. We're going to have a private Facebook group, so you're going to have access to that. It's going to be very accessible on that. Anybody who's seen me in a Facebook group knows that no one gets missed there. We're going to have 2 training sessions each week, right? One by Bill, who's going to do Monday. I'm going to do Wednesday, and then we're going to meet on Friday to bring it all together. So we're going to do a Facebook Live session, Q&A, and we will not leave until every question is answered, right? So not only are you getting the training and you're implementing it like Monday, implement Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, implement Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bring it all together, right? Celebrate our wins as a community every day. We're going to have additional resources, training packs, everything I can bring in. And then obviously on your guys' end, being able to bring in exclusive job opportunities that no one else is going to have access to. I think that's going to be a huge opportunity. So bringing that all together, I just think this industry needs more collaboration. We need less, competitive, oh, I got to keep mine over here. And Bill's amazing at what he does. There's no doubt about it. I respect the heck out of him. I do what I do, and I don't think anybody goes harder when it comes to their students than me. And you guys are amazing at what you do. And what we share is that high integrity. What we share is the responsibility and accountability to deliver a superior product. So as you can tell, I'm amped up.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. That's it. Yeah, we got another day or two of on special. So I'll give all your audience the special pricing. I'll put whatever links you guys need in the bios or whatever you need. And if you have any questions, you can reach out. I am accessible. Anybody that knows me, I'm all in the DMs all day, every day. So that's it. What more can I say?
JD, I know you got to go, so we just want to say thank you for coming on. We'll put your information in the link to this video, so that way anybody who's interested can come into Runway, tell JD that we sent you over at Sales at Home Podcast, and that's what we got for today. See you guys soon.
I appreciate you guys so much. Take care.
Thanks for watching Sales at Home podcast. If you loved our content and would like to see more, please hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell to make sure that you don't miss out on any episodes coming up. If you'd like to see more of Jaydaniel, click here. If you'd like to see more of the Ninja Closer, click here. If you'd like to get your questions answered by us on our show, email us at salesathomepodcast@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram. Peace.